guys, welcome to the Save Continue podcast, where every week we get together and talk about video games and video game related stuff. As always, I am Shanae Howard. With me is Ryan Robinson.
Hi.
And Thomas Shelby.
Hey guys.
And it's been 2 weeks, but what games have y'all been playing?
So much. Too much. I got the Ghost of Tsushima Platinum, and I started New Game Plus.
Boom.
Ooh, you loving that Ghost of Sushi?
I can't help you send email on Apple Watch.
Whose watch was that?
That was your watch.
Not mine.
Oh, shit. Weird. Hold on, let me just...
I like how we always just like checking.
I didn't check my watch because I saw Tommy's square light up when it was popping off.
So yeah, been playing that. New Game Plus is pretty awesome so far. I like the new charms because you can make the game a lot harder and bloodier,
Nice.
and that's always fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I bought Cyber Shadow and started playing that. And like, if you are a fan of old school Ninja Gaiden, play it. Like, it's hard as balls. Like, it's a hard fucking game. It's great.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Have you gotten very far in it at all?
Oh no,
No.
not at all.
Oh no.
I mean, it's more forgiving than Ninja Gaiden in that there's checkpoints.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
but
nice.
they're spaced quite far from each other.
Yeah.
it's a real hard game, but it's
I
fun.
think Ninja Gaiden 2 or 3 had checkpoints in it.
No, I'm talking about like old school NES Ninja Gaiden.
Oh,
Yeah,
got you. Roger.
I was thinking that.
Today I started playing Warhammer Chaos Bane, and you know, like, it's pretty much what I thought it would be, right? Like, you look at it and you're like, okay, this is Diablo, and that's what it is. It's Diablo.
I like Diablo. Is it
it's
isometric
not
like that?
I've played that game.
Yeah, like it's fun. There are things that it does better than Diablo and things that it does much worse than Diablo.
Give me some examples.
But like the voice
Give me one good, one bad.
pretty bad, you know.
Yeah.
The character models up close aren't so great.
Yeah.
But like, I guess I don't really care with that kind of game, you know.
Sure.
Yeah, it does not affect anything.
But like, it does. These, like, your objectives when you're going through these dungeons are a bit more interesting than Diablo in that, like, they frequently make you have to hustle. And like, you know, usually when I'm playing those games, I'm clearing out like every single hallway.
Yes.
No fucking fog of war left, you know? And I'm still doing that here. Only it's like I'll rush in and do whatever objective it wants me to do, and then I'll go back through, you know. But if you like Diablo and you're looking for something to play on your PlayStation 5, pick it up. And then I
download it.
For the first time, read Batman, Whatever Happened to the Caped Crusader. And that's really, really good. It's a good ending to Batman of any continuity.
Who wrote that?
I've also been rereading
Neil Gaiman.
I've also read a comic today. Because of WandaVision, I've been going through and rereading House of M.
That Wanda Sykes show?
The WandaVision, not Wanda Sykes. Elizabeth Olsen.
She's
the
like,
other Olsen sister.
she's like, hey man.
I mean, honestly, I love Elizabeth Olsen, but I would love to see Wanda Sykes as Wanda.
Sure.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. I'd watch that. Well, if it's called
I watched that
WandaVision, then it'd just be Wanda Sykes. She doesn't have to be Wanda the Witch, right?
No, but I want to see that, though.
You want to see
Yeah,
Wanda
but then
Sykes as
also-
Wanda the Witch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do see Wanda, Red Scarlet Witch, and Vision.
Yeah.
I would love to see what's the actor's name who plays Vision?
Paul Bettany.
Yeah, I would love to see him and Wanda Sykes be in love and have children.
Well,
I'd be down.
yeah.
I'd be down.
You mean her name's not Wanda the Witch?
No.
Huh. How about that?
No.
Well.
Anyways, what else, Tom?
That's it for the most part. You know, I've been playing some like random small things here and there, but like that's what I've really been playing the most of. Yeah.
What about you, Ryan?
So let's see. Been playing Persona 5 Royal. That's going as it
I've been
does.
eyeballing it.
It's fun. It's a good time. I've been using a guide to get me from day to day so I can maximize everything. And apparently, with Royal you can get the platinum on with just one playthrough. So I'm using the guide to make sure I'm able to do that. And also,
You're using like a trophy guide or what?
I'm using a guide that's like it's a 100% guide. So it's telling
Okay.
me what to do every day to make sure I get 100% with everything.
Mm.
I'm assuming some of it's like, oh, choose like one of these 3 actions on this point. Like it's not like saying like you have to do one specific thing at this time frame, but like I mean
Oh,
like I guess on some things, but because on those that I looked at for when I played the regular Persona 5, it was like, hey, you want to like these are the top tier like choices to do, and then like
yeah.
mid tier, and then trash ones.
So this guide has been pretty. It's like it does a good job of telling me like what I can do on a specific day and what I absolutely must do on a specific day. And it's kind of like my big thing with Persona 5 is that every day is just like choice paralysis for me. And I'm just like, and it's just so like every day is just anxiety inducing. So having a guide to actually tell me what to do on each day has made me enjoy the game a lot more. Also, I've been playing. Uh, Kaylee and I have been playing the Division 2 again. This is like the first time we've played it since last March when the pandemic like kind of really kicked off. Because back then we stopped playing it. It was like, well, they're talking about viruses and quarantines a lot in this game, and it's becoming a real bummer.
So bumming us out.
Yeah. So this is the first time we played it in a year, and it's cool because they added a new mode in it called the Summit, which is it takes you to this 100 floor skyscraper, and then you fight your way up each level, and each level has like a different objective that you have to accomplish before you go to the next floor. And then there's
Kind of like the Tower of Fates thing with Soul Calibur.
sure. I never really did that stuff, so
Oh.
but it's cool, right? Because like when I went into it, I thought every floor was just gonna be kill all the guys on this floor and then go to the next floor. But different objectives like hack into this computer or defend this hostage and stuff like
Oh.
that. And it's procedurally generated, so the floor layout changes and the objectives change every time. But it's been really fun going through that stuff. Um, and also been playing a good amount of Apex Legends with a couple of my friends. Got a win the other day, so that felt really good. Um,
Nice.
yeah, like especially when you get down to when you're like it's down to your team and like one other team, and you're like and like the circle is real small, and you're wondering like where they're gonna come from, and then when that win screen pops up, it's really satisfying. Um, but yeah, that's basically been basically all I've been playing this week and last week too.
So I've been playing CodeRealize on my Switch. Um, I also like I know I've talked about it like multiple times, but Apple Arcade, Outlanders. I found out like a new thing about the game. Also, even more levels were dropped.
Hmm.
It's got me hooked. And so now I'm also like replaying all those old levels because I kept playing it a specific way, thinking that like certain parameters were there, and then I realized that wasn't the case. So it's
What's
super fun.
what is Code Realize?
Code Realize is an Otome game.
Mm, mm.
It's a super nice quality game. Like I liked Call X Malice, but I think this is like one of the best Otome games, like or at least newer ones in that I've played in years, probably since Mystic Messenger.
Hmm.
So like
It's
how many boys?
I haven't so I'm like I don't know, like 2, 3 hours into it. So I haven't met all of the boys.
How many boys
At
have
least
you
I
been
don't
given
think
so
so.
far?
I think that I can romance 4 of them.
Okay.
Maybe
But it's
more.
like it's better production values than most, right?
Yeah, I mean, so far I've had like very little choices. I've had fewer choices than I normally do in an Atomi game in the
Yeah.
beginning. Because like normally you do have like that prologue where there's not really any choices. And because you're just like finding the story and then meeting everybody. So you're not really doing anything to like affect your choices later because you don't know anything yet. But this one, like the first choice you get is to like go with somebody or not. And if you choose not to, then it just ends the game.
Hmm.
And I think that's really funny. And I honestly like those things in like choose your own adventures or Atomi games where it's just a dead end because then it feels like there is more stories going on and that my choices do matter because my story could end very quickly or not.
So when the
But
story,
by better production value, though, I mean like it's got like less like stock images than a lot of the cheaper Atomis, right?
Yeah,
Like,
so
isn't it one of those like root letter,
Yeah.
that sort of thing, where it's like they actually put some money into it?
Yeah, I mean it's still an Atomi, so it's still like at max
Right.
20 backgrounds.
Sure.
But yeah, there'll be little animations that go through. You see the people pop up more.
Mhm.
You the voice acting, fantastic. Um like everybody has distinctive like looks and personalities, and
Yeah.
like as far as like the story goes, like it's just it's like it's better production value all around for sure than most Atomis. And so I've been doing that, and then Outlanders, and then what else have I really been playing? I've also been doing a puzzle, but I kind of want to talk about something I got for my birthday.
okay.
So my friend Sean, he's been really into modding his Game Boy, and I've talked about it on the show before. He's taken some of my old Game Boy games and like turned them into ROMs and give as a USB. So I now have a new glass screen
Cool.
for my, and then he also bought me stickers because Kid Shanae had peeled all
Oh,
these off.
cool. That's rad.
Yeah.
You should get that backlit, dude. It's pretty easy.
So yeah, that's gonna be my next thing. I also found out that there's something like in the speaker on here, so I'm gonna replace the speaker. Like I found one for like $3, and then yeah, so it'd be pretty easy to also do the backlit. But so this is my Game Boy Advance currently, missing the back of it and everything, and this is going to be the new case for it.
Yeah, this is playing really well for the audio listeners.
Oh, sorry. It's like a little standard. Yeah, it really is. It's like the standard old white Game Boy Advance, and then he got me like this kind of like almost translucent like black one, and then a backlit screen, new buttons. Like basically, it's going to be a whole new Game Boy Advance. And then next week he's going to bring his soldering iron, and I'm going to basically have a new Game Boy Advance. And then also
So,
this.
Like the awesome thing about those mods, like adding those AGS screens to them, is that not only do you get a backlight, but you get a better battery life even with the backlight. Just because the technology is newer, it's less energy consuming.
He also got me a battery pack for it that's a rechargeable one, so I just need a USB-C and I can charge it. And then it also it comes like stickers to put on there on the frame, and it came with an Electabuzz, then a Lickitung sticker.
Right on. That's real cool, dude.
Yeah, I was excited to tell you guys about it. I've never really modded or like changed anything about my own consoles myself. And even though he helped me a lot, like taking this apart, cleaning it, and putting the screen on was super exciting.
Comically big bottle.
It's not comically big. It's the standard thermos size. Like most thermoses.
For our listeners,
you have to understand.
Brian
On
has
camera,
a 2-ton.
Yeah. On camera, it looks like you got a fucking gallon. A pink gallon.
Is it?
It's a 2-ton water bottle.
How many? Is this a gallon? Yeah. Oh, it's a gallon. So,
I need 2 hands for it, and that's the funniest part.
Well, I could one hand it. I think.
You look like that cigar smoking baby from Roger Rabbit.
Baby Herman.
And then I've also been still doing that the PlayStation Plus stuff where I'm playing BioShock and then I also played a little bit of Subsurface Circular this week.
Cool. You know, I was thinking about the BioShock trilogy last week, and the more I think about it, the more I think that Infinite is my favorite one. It's just, I think BioShock
I
Infinite
never
is
played it, truly.
it's absolutely my favorite one.
Yeah. So as far as this week, I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about some topical stuff. One of those is I'm sure everybody and their mom has heard about the GameStop short,
Yeah.
and it's been on the news for everything.
Yeah.
Short story is hedge funds betted against GameStop, and people on Reddit decided, nah, dog, and shot the stuff up and made them lose money. And I think it's super interesting that, like, we've talked so much about how much GameStop is dying that still with all of this publicity and like everything going on about it, they're still closing 450 stores here soon. Like it's still like a dying, bleeding whale to a point where like companies are betting billions of dollars against it.
Have you guys been into one of like the remodeled GameStops yet?
I've not been
No.
into any GameStops in a very long time.
Yeah. So like, it's weird. There's, whenever they acquired ThinkGeek, they started carrying more of that Hot Topic crap, Funko Pops, all that shit,
Yes.
right? Yeah. But like now, it's even more of that shit and even fewer video games. It's really weird.
I noticed that the last 2 times I've gone there, or I feel like every time I've gone there in the last like year and a half, I just see less and less video games.
Yeah.
And so I also then was like, all right, well, like, are they going to try and use this? Because I think that the only reason that this necessarily got as big as it did, even though like other companies were also having similar things happen with it, like GMC was one of the big, or not GMC, AMC was one of the big ones at the time. I think that like definitely the nostalgia for GameStop and what it was, like when it was like Babbage's EV games, all that stuff, is part of the reason that all the like shit lords on Reddit decided like, yeah, no, let's all back this and do this. And it makes me like a little bit sad because it's just more acknowledgement that this isn't gonna go anywhere. But it also baffles me that they're not trying to push like Congregate. Like it doesn't seem like GameStop is trying to monopolize it at all.
Yeah.
And I would think that
it wouldn't be very wise of them to. Do you disagree? Do you think like that they should?
That like I think that like having a Super Bowl commercial and like pushing Congregate or like any of the other digital services they own would be a good idea.
I mean,
I think people would find it super funny.
I also wonder if is GameStop still in the place where they could afford a Super Bowl commercial?
Oh, sure, they could. Okay. Absolutely, but I just don't think it would be the wisest decision, right? Especially what we just talked about and what we've been talking about over the past 2 years, with their model just changing, right? The actual in-store floor plan model of GameStop's just evolving into what is essentially a Hot Topic with video games, right? With some video games. And people, we've already seen the number.
Sexy Spencers?
Yeah. We've seen like drastic increases especially over the last 2 years of digital sales versus physical sales. 2021 will likely be our first year where digital sales completely exceed physical. It just doesn't seem smart to be tossing money at something like that. I don't know. I don't know. Look, I don't know shit about running a business, but
I mean, like, if there's lockdown, like second lockdowns, this is still going on. You're dying physically. It doesn't matter that you have your new floor plan and you have those Harry Potter ice cube trays. The point is, like, you need to do something. And I don't know. It just seems like I don't know. I guess like for me,
Them
I just
changing the floor plan and the business model was them attempting to do something. You know, them going into publishing was them attempting to do something. You know, them like they've been trying. It's just not working. You know.
yeah. I mean, like, because it wasn't because like I think it was like AMC theaters, GameStop. I know Bed Bath and Beyond was also one of them.
Yeah.
The guy from like Chewy.com in like November, December time bought like 13% of like GameStop stocks, and that is what like the jumping point kind of was before it became everything that it is. And I don't know. I just like
I don't know what Chewy.com is. Is it a
it's like
Chewbacca website?
no, it's like it's a dog toy website. You don't have a dog, so you don't know these things.
Sure. Let me tell you something. Until you have a dog,
Sure.
If you're a dog owner,
you know,
like you understand.
I'm not gonna pretend to know shit about stocks and hedge funds, or I don't know shit about what GameStop's financial situation is outside of, what
Shitty.
people. Well, like, but even still, right? Like, that's such a broad term. Like, I don't know what shitty is in that context, right? Like, I don't know how much money they have. But like, I think that, like Tom said, like they have been attempting to do something, right? And I think that like, if they were going to do something, it would have had. If they were really going to do something to really turn things around, it would have had to have been way before now.
yeah, they've been trying way before now.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, but like these are things that like.
But they should have monopolized on it. Maybe I'm just wistful. Maybe I am also one of those stupid shitlords who like just
like
as
okay.
nostalgia for what Reddit or not
No,
Reddit,
no.
for what GameStop used
As
to
much
be.
as we talk about GameStop, I don't want GameStop to go anywhere. I don't. I
don't
like
wanna-
going
I don't
into
wanna-
that store because there's no more Game World or fucking Babbage's or any of that, right? Like there's no more of that stuff.
Yeah.
Fucking Toys R Us is gone. I like going into GameStop and looking at the games and picking a game based off of nothing but what's on the fucking box art, right? Like I enjoy that. But like I don't know,
I mean,
man.
is that even what GameStop is now?
So
I mean, they still have games there.
So
less and less, but
so I guess I wonder. Okay, so if GameStop is to capitalize on this publicity that they've gotten, which in a way almost seems secondary to the publicity for the people who are perpetrating the actions that have led to this. But if they were to capitalize on this spotlight, what form does that take? Outside of a TV spot, right? Like what form how do they capitalize
I mean,
on
I think
that?
the smartest thing for them would be social media. But
Yeah.
like even their Twitter, I don't know. I mean, I don't look at their Twitter daily, but it was like dead silent about all of this.
Yes.
I mean, that's free at least. That doesn't cost them anything. But
I guess like okay, so if let's say that you do engage your followers on social media, like your GameStop, you engage your followers on social media about this.
Make some GameStonk plushies.
or
Yeah.
Get some trademarks
Yeah.
on all these memes about yourself. Start putting that out. There's plenty of people that'll be down for it.
Yeah, but like I guess I'm wondering.
I mean, it's not going to save them, but I mean, nothing is at this point, so might as well
no,
try
but
and
like, yeah, I
bleed some
mean,
bucks from
it
it.
was such a thing, right? Like starting a fucking hashtag even would. I mean, it's not going to save them, but it certainly couldn't hurt.
I mean, it's going to bring some dollars to their pocket.
Right.
Someone's going to be like, I'm down for this.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I just also just kind of want to like just find it really funny that this is what we're doing now in 2021.
Well,
right? Like
I
we're
think
capital riots and game stonks.
Well, I think that with there has been, and especially after this whole thing happened, I think there's definitely been a more pronounced discourse about the concept of capitalism and what all of that entails, and the idea of these capitalists on one side doing something that is objectively detrimental to these capitalists on this side is, on one hand, very fascinating to watch, but on the other hand, like, I think about if I were in the position where I'm in between these two parties and like all this attention is being put on me. I guess I don't know what I would do with that. I think it seems like it seems like almost like a mortifying like position to be in, because like,
but it doesn't have to be though.
Yeah.
You know, GameStop doesn't really have to do anything. GameStop can't really do much.
Well, there's not
right?
even really anything
but
for
like,
them to do with that.
Right, but like, you know, I don't
But
know,
who's
man.
buying
Like,
their stuff? Is it the hedge funds or is it all these people on Reddit? Like, I don't know. I just feel like
I mean, I'm sure it's a bit of both, but
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, it was like first it was
because
first it
they
was the
tried to
former.
get somebody to buy them and it didn't work.
Well, I mean, first it was the former, and then it was the latter, right? So, like, I guess I don't know. I don't know enough about the stock market and trading to like have like a really detailed like opinion on any of this. But I mean, I do think that if nothing else, it seemed to have gotten people talking more about
GameStop.
Yeah, but
about stocks and
about stocks
I'm just fucking with you.
and trading and stuff
And
like
how-
that,
and how-
and especially like with the stuff that with the shit that happened with Robinhood and how that went down. Like, I think it has people paying more attention to that sort of thing. I think that at the end though, there's still some kind of accountability. Like, if you do care about this sort of thing, then like the onus does fall on you to like, you know, learn more about that stuff independently, which I don't know how much time people actually have to do that if they're not actively engaging in this stuff.
I mean more time now than ever.
Yeah, but I mean, the problem, I think the biggest problem is, and like, yeah, some kids got rich off of this shit, right? Not a lot, but some did.
Yeah.
But
I
like,
made $1,000 off it.
No, you didn't. But when
Berto did. I didn't make it.
But when it's like a bunch of millennials day trading what little money they have, like, probably not the best idea.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, definitely don't go in it like with no zero knowledge, or yeah, no zero. Don't go in there with zero knowledge. But like, I don't know. I know enough people that like just threw in a bit, sold a little bit, had like people, and I don't know. I've been enjoying the stories. I don't say like I personally am very active. My parents are, my family is. It is something we talk about a lot. And Berto is definitely more into like crypto and stocks and stuff. But I don't know. I found it interesting. I found it funny.
Yeah, and because the thing about it is the conversation about it has been a distillation of the situation, which has turned into like these rich people lost money, which, you know, I'm cool with that, but like,
well, companies, but yeah.
But at the same time, like, I don't know where to take the conversation beyond that, because like I've never really thought about day trading beyond like a month ago. So, you know. So.
Yeah, but now you know a little bit more about it, and
I mean, and they're not all doing that, right? Like, some of them are holding on to that shit.
Yeah.
But,
oh
like,
yeah.
For the most part, I would assume not. You know, I don't know.
I think that honestly, like, I want to see what this is like later on. Not this, because the situation is you know, it's going to dissipate as it will over time, but like,
Yeah.
I think that like I have been, you know, not actively, but like, you know, here and there, like I will check in on GameStop and like see where things are going for them. And like Tom said, I don't want GameStop to go away. Like, it doesn't actually serve me for GameStop to disappear at any point. Like, them being here or them leaving or them disappearing, like, I don't feel like personally my life will change that much, but like, it doesn't serve me for them to go away. But I
mean, I've been into many GameStops with you.
Yeah. So I don't really see. I mean,
I met you at a GameStop.
That's true.
There's like, people will tell the same GameStop joke over and over again about trade-in values, but like,
yeah, whatever.
Really, like, I guess I don't see. I mean, outside of GameStop's actual employees, I guess there's another point then. Because I was gonna make a really shitty point of, outside of their employees, who are they hurting? But that was a really shitty thing to say. But but like, I guess the.
Well, hey guys, they changed their model.
GameStop hurts a lot of people.
Yeah.
GameStop hurts the consumer as well. GameStop hurts the publisher and developer as well. That said, like, the selfish part of me still likes going to a store and looking at video games.
Yeah. No, there's definitely that nostalgia there for that. But the other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about this week is Google Stadia.
I remember we talked about Stadia one time.
We've talked about, we've said some words, but I think it's also, like, just something I found interesting was first them getting rid of all the in-house publishers.
Yeah.
And then now came out today about that Terraria.
What about Terraria again?
It's not going to release.
I see.
Yeah, so the port was going to be on Google Stadia, but they got locked out of all their Google accounts for 3 weeks with no explanation, and so they decided to cancel it.
So, as you may recall, before the launch of Stadia, we talked about Killed by Google.
Yeah.
You guys remember this?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't even know why we're talking about this. Like, this is not a surprise, Like,
I didn't think it was a surprise. I just thought it was interesting.
Well,
interesting does not mean unsurprising.
And
is it interesting though? Like,
I think it's in some ways kind of paradoxical.
How is it different from OnLive at all? Other than it's Google, right? Other than there's this big name behind it, how is it different?
Oh, it's not. The difference is the big name behind it.
Yeah.
Like so like playing Play Now or PlayStation Now more often, or Plus, I forget which one it is.
PlayStation Now.
Yeah. So, and like seeing that I can stream them, or most of them I can also just download them.
Right.
And I really like that. I like to have that option, and it's, to my knowledge, Stadia never had that option, and I don't understand why.
Well, because they want it to be fast, Sinead.
Well, that was their whole gimmick, Sinead.
But if you download it,
you can run it on any hardware.
Well, that's the thing, Sinead, is that like that's their whole selling point, is that you don't download it because you're playing on their computers, not your own.
On whatever hardware you want.
What if you?
If I wanted to play on my own hardware, I wouldn't be using Google Stadia. I would just be using my own hardware. I would just buy.
They should have had a subscription model, which they didn't. You have to buy each game on its own.
There were so many things with.
U.S. internet is still not ready for it.
No.
I played PlayStation Now with my fucking gigabit fiber internet, and it's still not great. It's not terrible, right? Some games are playable, but there are certain games that I would never want to play like that. And most people don't have that option here. There are 30 cities in this country that have that option.
But
that's it.
Did you not hear? Elon Musk is bringing out Starlink. We'll all have great
his fucking weird Skynet internet.
I thought you were talking about that fucking Ubisoft Star Fox game.
They share a name, but there's.
The company's called Starlink.
I mean, it is a video game show.
But the company is called Starlink, but if you look at any of their IP addresses and their IP range, and
Yeah.
like on any IP service, like IP.API or something like that,
Yeah.
they all come up as SpaceX. I find that really funny.
It'll come up as what? I'm sorry.
SpaceX.
Oh, cool. I mean
Because
that.
like normally it
Yeah.
comes with like Comcast, Verizon, whatever.
I mean
the
that.
Right,
company
right.
That
providing
dude.
it.
That dude is in space all the time. So
So
I mean, it makes
but yeah,
sense.
so he's putting that out right now. It's only in areas. Obviously, in like 6 months tops, it'll be everywhere, and we'll all be like having the best internet from the satellite. It's great.
I guess I just don't understand, like, why anyone would have purchased any amount of video games on that service.
My friend Caleb, who currently does the majority of his gaming on Stadia, and he has a lot of praise for it. He really does. It's the best way, other than a high-end PC. It is currently the best way to play Cyberpunk 2077, if that's something you want to be playing.
That's true. That's
know?
everybody I've talked to that's like Stadia has brought up Cyberpunk 2077,
Right.
and you're right. I didn't think about that, but you're right.
That said, this isn't anything new. PlayStation bought Gaikai, what, a decade ago now? Something like that, right? Because it was during PS3,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And even before that was on live, right?
Yep.
We can go back a decade before that to the Satellaview. This is not a new thing, you know. This has been happening since the 90s. And the trouble is, as internet speeds increase, technology also increases, and the demand that these games take to perform increase, right?
Yep.
And the information that needs to be streamed is increased. Yeah, I think that streaming probably is the future of video games, but like, I don't think it's anytime soon.
Like,
Oh
I mean,
no,
also,
anytime
like,
soon.
no, not at all. But I guess it's like, so these games are more these games are more technically demanding every year, and
I mean, that doesn't matter, right?
Well-
if it's a remote PC or whatever, that doesn't matter.
well, like here's the thing: is that like at some point, like you're paying like you've got your budget allocated for these supercomputers that you've got over in California or wherever the fuck, right? And then like, and you're paying for all these computers, and then you're paying these you're striking deals with these companies to get some Stadia exclusives for your little platform, and get all those promotions going. And then every once in a while, for your subscribers, you're giving away a free game or two, right? And all of that is costing all this money. But then at the same time,
Well, no subscribers for Stadia.
well, here's the thing. At the same time, I mean, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but from what it sounds like to me, there aren't a lot of subscribers to the service. There aren't a lot of people using the service.
active users.
Yeah, again, no subscribers, but yeah,
Active users is the term you meant. But
Yeah.
let's just pretend that was what you said.
I mean, I do know that they have like a monthly subscription
Well, they have Pro, yeah.
deal, right? But even
Right, but you're
even
still
on that,
buying the games
but
piecemeal.
what I'm saying is, even on that deal, you're buying the games piecemeal. So I guess like my whole thing is like in a world where there are other services who don't do the exact same thing, but offer a relatively similar service for a monthly fee, but don't charge you for every game that you want to play. I guess I don't understand why you would then go to this service instead. Outside,
because you don't have to buy the hardware for those other services.
yeah, okay, but here's the thing.
I'm not saying it's smart, but that's why.
But here's the thing.
No, I
is
mean-
that not if, but when Google discontinues the service, then those games are just gone. All that money you paid for those games is just gone. And I guess like that's a whole nother conversation about like, because the definition of ownership in the digital world is changing all the time. But like with this is one platform. It's not like this is a console that they're going to iterate on or something. Like,
No, but Google also has the money and the resources to keep Stadia going, right? Keep servers online, keep maintenance going, even if they never add another game to the platform. If discontinuing Stadia is just never adding another game, I think that those users that bought those games will still be able to access and play those games for a long time because it's Google.
when I think discontinuing Stadia would mean stopping Stadia, like the platform altogether. That's what I think. It would mean.
And yes, I think that'll happen, but I don't think that's happening next year or the year after. I think it's going to be a while before that happens. And if it does happen sooner than that, I think Google will compensate users in some way. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, look, I don't work at Google, so I don't know what their plans are. I don't know what they're going to do. But I just think that the whole thing is precarious. And I guess
Precarious at best.
I guess I don't understand. Okay, I think understand is the wrong word. But I wouldn't personally back an initiative like this, knowing what I know. But I mean, not everybody has the same considerations that I do. So
I mean, I did, right? Like I backed on live during its infancy. And that didn't exactly set the world on fire. But we also got to remember, this is like before on live. I couldn't think, like, I didn't know about Bandai Tel Aviv at that time, right? Like, to me, this was the first thing like that, which it wasn't, but to me and to most people it was. By now, with Stadia, we've seen this happen again and again and again. I think, Google isn't going after you and me. It's going after people who don't know that this has happened over and over again.
For the fools. They've been so blind.
Yeah, I mean, on paper,
I mean, that's honestly,
it sounds
that's
like
fair.
better Sega Channel. You know what I mean?
Right.
But in practice, that's not what it is.
Yeah,
it's better than Sega Channel.
No, but no. What I'm saying is that well, obviously, yes, objectively, it is like technically and everything better than Sega Channel. What I'm saying is that okay, so this is the thing that this is like when. And I might be alone on this, but like when I think back then to what Sega Channel was, like I imagined something similar to this, right? Where I can just play these games or whatever.
Sure.
But what I'm saying is that like the outlook of what I believe this service to be is such that like it is not what I envisioned I would be getting when it came to like longevity and viability and things like that. But I mean, then again, maybe it's
exactly what I envisioned.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about like I'm not talking about like when I first heard about Stadia, however long ago it was. I'm talking about like 20 years ago when I imagined like
of course
like what it would be like to be able to just pluck games off the internet and play them, you know what I mean?
Right.
So
yeah, when I was looking at Stadia stuff before the show, I came across a really funny meme where it was like before they announced Stadia, they had like 4 like little kiosk things up in front of their like main Google store, and it was like the Power Glove, like a certain like Atari, and I forget what the other one was, but it was basically 3 failed products, and then it said coming soon for Stadia in front of it, and it's just like, well, they knew.
I've got a question both for whoever listens to or watches this, and you guys, if you have an answer. Since Stadia was first announced, I've been thinking about this, and I can't think of a logical reason for why this is the way it is. We had games on like Newgrounds games, right? Like any kind of flash game, right?
Yeah. Catapult or whatever.
That runs on literally anything you have, right?
Yeah.
And there wasn't problems with input latency or anything like that. And I get it; those are some tiny garbage games for the most part. Not all of them, but for the most part, some pretty low tier games. But like I remember a decade ago, maybe less than that, playing Quake Live.
Yep.
Which ran in browser. Like, you didn't download anything for Quake Live.
Played that motherfucker.
And it's fucking Quake. That's a fast fucking game,
Yeah.
right? Like, it was fine. I think there was also like a version of Tribes that was that way.
Yeah.
Oh,
There
yeah.
was also a Battlefield game that was in browser, and
Like, I guess I don't know enough about it, right? But I'm just like, what's different between those games and whatever Stadia or OnLive or PlayStation Now or any of them are trying to do? Why did those run so well, and these just don't?
I mean, I would just have to probably assume that it's because it's just the one game.
yeah.
So there's probably things embedded into the URL that you're like connected to
I think it's just
that
like
are different and like less
don't know.
than doing the whole service.
yeah.
I'm assuming.
I guess like,
Yeah.
but as someone who like doesn't know shit about engineering, the assumption that I would make is that setting up like hardware on your side specific for one specific product allows you to better optimize than if you were to run a service for a bunch of different products with a bunch of different specifications. But then again, I don't know. Maybe someone else. I'm sure someone else who knows a lot more than I do has an answer for you. But
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't know. There are so many times, and this is something that I've seen so many times over the years in gaming magazines and on websites and whatever, that advertise like, you know, play these games over the internet, play all these games over the internet without having to worry about what you have. And this is, and like even before like on live and all that stuff, like I remember seeing like so many different services that advertise that same thing, and it's never different. You know, it's just.
But you need like at least this version, and it's like only 2 versions since the latest.
Yeah.
And you have to have at least like, I don't know, like 16 to 32 gigabytes like down, like I don't know, like they just like they say it all, but like in the fine print, like you see it all there. If they even have speeds on there, and unless you like call their support staff.
I think like this could be a successful business model for like the indie scene, and not all indie games, but specific indie games. I think this could be a successful business model. If you think about if you think about Sega Channel, or if you think about Satellaview, right? If you think about things like that, that are sending less information, right, to and from, because it has to go both ways, right? For a button press to do something, and for you to see it on your TV, it has to go to you, back to the thing, back to you, right?
Yeah.
But for games that can send far less data, right? I would assume it would work better, because Satellaview ran okay, Sega Channel ran okay.
Yeah.
You know.
I just think it's
maybe
about
just do it with smaller games, like something like Terraria probably would have played well.
Yeah.
They didn't lock them out of their Google account for weeks.
I mean, when you think about how and I think Tom will definitely speak to this, like people were having a great time playing Minecraft in their browsers for a while.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it could certainly work. I just don't think that it's like not yet, at least, with, you know, how bad or how inconsistent the quality of internet is throughout our country. I just don't think, and I don't, not just our country, but there are other countries who also have bad internet too, and how inconsistent that is.
But we can only speak upon what we know, which is our internet.
Right. But I just think, like, if it's a smaller, like if Humble did it, or if Limited Run did it,
like I'm just saying, like,
and it's the types of games that those companies typically put out, right? It'd probably run a lot better than Hitman 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like Flower, Journey, things like that would run perfectly fine.
I mean, I've played the PlayStation Now version of Journey, and it, like, I'm not gonna say there's no lag whatsoever. Obviously, there is. but like it's fine, serviceable. I've played Eco on there, it's serviceable, you know.
Yeah, that's how I played
Yeah.
it.
But like maybe you shouldn't put the Division on there, or you know.
Or like,
But do y'all have any closing thoughts? Because I have a small game for us today.
oh, okay.
Well, a small game for y'all.
I mean, closing thoughts is what we've been saying for, I mean, since we first heard about Stadia, right? Like, it's going to happen. I just think we're a long
They're
ways
going
off.
to fail.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything, Ryan?
No. Just I think that you should definitely, before you invest in any sort of technology, always do your research, or be okay with being disappointed if and when it doesn't work out.
Well, and
Same with
Stadia was such
stocks.
a small
Same
investment,
with both of them.
you know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's relatively speaking. Like, I don't know how much money other people have, but just.
But I mean, compared to any other gaming experience, Stadia was a pretty small investment.
Sure.
Yeah.
But just
I mean,
still
part of me
research where you spend your money, or
Part of
don't.
me would be kind of okay with trying Cyberpunk 2077 on it.
Yeah.
But I'll probably be better just like, well, once I get my graphics card back, just buying it.
Or
playing
just
it on
don't
my
play
PC.
it, you know.
Yeah, there's also that
That too.
option.
So like I said, small game. It's this Ultimate Showdown. It's basically just a
Samurai
who would
Showdown?
win. Yeah, so Samurai Showdown, I'm gonna name 2 video game characters. The parameters are they are in this like sphere vacuum that is neither of their worlds. It's just them. On like who do you think would win in a fight? So first ones up though I have are Kratos and Dante from Devil May Cry series.
Dante. I think Dante wins.
Does Kratos have his son with him or not?
I say it's Kratos. Any like game going from the beginning, so no son. It's still just Kratos, but he could have all the powers of.
Look,
like,
I'm
the
just
new God of War
basing it
games.
on like all the things that Dante has gone up against.
Yeah.
Combined with the fact that like that combat is so much more involved and like it's on another level compared to any God of War game.
But Kratos is fighting gods.
And he's got the magic.
Right.
I give the
Look, I know you guys did-
I give the edge to Dante, and that's significantly because he is capable of wielding a shotgun like nunchucks.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you don't fuck with the guy who can do that.
All right, Luigi versus Nathan Drake.
Oh, Drake!
Drake would just shoot him in the head. That's
kidding me?
That's game over. That fight's over in a minute.
You know
But
how
Luigi
many
had
shots
Luigi.
Nathan
He
Drake
could
can take?
he could bamboozle him.
Nah.
And
No.
I mean, Luigi's
Look.
getting blown up by
Look.
shells.
Oops.
When Luigi is embiggened, he can take 2 turtle shells. Nathan Drake can take a lot of fucking bullets and grenades and be fine. All right, and he's not even embiggened.
Also, I don't know if you've seen the things that Nathan Drake can do in hand-to-hand combat. So even without the gun, he's grabbing Luigi by his fucking big noggin and smashing it against the wall a bunch of times.
He climbs like a fucking spider monkey.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, Nathan Drake. Yeah, that...
I mean, but what about Luigi?
Yeah, but, like, if Kratos can't have his son, then Luigi can't have Luigi with him.
Yeah, he can because it's
If he can have Luigi, then Nate gets fucking Sully at least.
Yeah, and Sully has a gun, too. That's 2 guns.
If Nathan Drake had a robot, then he could have that, but not like a person.
Okay, look. Okay,
Not an
look.
autonomous
Listen.
person.
Let's say it's Luigi and Guigi, right?
Yeah.
And they're kitted out as much as they have ever been.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do? Just suck them?
Yeah. They're just going to suck
You
him.
know?
'Cause all he's got
Blap,
is...
blap. Done.
Yeah.
I'm so glad all these are consenting adults.
Yeah. Yeah, Nathan Drake.
All right.
Absolutely.
And then last one for the night is Dr. Robotnik versus Ganon.
Ganon. Are you
Ganon,
kidding me?
easily. It doesn't even matter which Ganon either. Just pick one.
Robotnik can't even beat Sonic at fucking Puyo Puyo. You know?
He cannot fight at all. Like
he's the poor man's Wily.
Yeah, like even with all his robots and all his shit,
yeah.
he can't. He's pathetic.
I don't even remember who else he said. Him and who else?
Ganon.
Yeah. Doesn't
See
matter.
that's how much it doesn't matter.
Wait, what about Dr. Robotnik versus Luigi?
Well.
Oh no, he'd beat Luigi.
Yeah, that's true.
What about Ganon versus Nathan Drake?
Well,
no,
Those better
Ganon
matches?
was that.
yeah, Ganon was because I feel like Ganon would be impervious to bullets.
Yeah.
So.
Can't blap that.
But yeah, but Dr. Robotnik is worthless. So. And he will always be such. I don't know, except if we're talking about the Jim Carrey Robotnik, because he had all those drones in that cool car. So maybe I don't know.
Regular Robotnik has all that shit.
No, but like.
But he got Jim Carrey though.
Yeah,
so
and he had U.S. military backing too. So.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that movie's cool.
All right. Well, that's all I got for our show this week. If you want to listen to us and you want to on whatever else that you're not listening to us already on
Stadia.
Yeah, you want to watch us on Stadia?
We're on Stadia. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, probably many more. We got to Discord.
But we're only on Stadia Pro.
Yeah.
So.
But we're only on Stadia Pro.
Yeah.
Oh no! Don't do this.
You can also see us on those. You can also see us on those TVs inside of GameStop.
We're also on GameStop TV and Congregate, so find us there.
That guy who's always on, I don't know who that guy is on those TV things, but
Jeff
like
Keighley?
no, it's not Jeff Keighley. It's some dude with like glasses, and he's always like
Captain Redbeard, the guy with the red beard.
He's got no beard. I remember him being clean shaven. He's a fucking dork. But I just remember he was.
Major Nelson?
Captain Redbeard is
No,
clean shaven
I would.
and has glasses.
I would remember if Major Nelson was on a TV inside a GameStop, because he'd be like, "Hi, I'm Major Nelson, and welcome to." That's how he talks. But no, there's all this guy, and he was always like, I was like, "How do you?" I guess, like he's getting paid for it, but like he was always excited about every single game. And like I was always like, I don't believe you, man. I don't believe you.
Who
they want to pay me,
had like sandy
I'll act
blonde
like I'm excited
hair
for any
or like
game.
light brunette, kind of like dorky looking.
Yeah, yes, Tom. I realized how naive I sounded saying that a second ago, but I don't know. I hate him. So whatever his name is.
Also, that girl who pronounces Mario as Mario.
A surprisingly large number of people do that, but maybe that's how you're supposed to say it. I don't know.
She's like, yeah, the Super Mario Brothers, and I'm like, that because she doesn't have a Boston accent. She's not allowed to say it like that.
Okay, Shanae, here you are with your gatekeeping again.
Yeah, I'm the worst.
Well, to be fair, when Charles Martinet says Mario in the games, he sounds like somewhere in between both of those.
Yeah.
So
Mario exists between worlds. He straddles the world of the living and the dead.
Yeah.
So
he straddles the world of the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
The Koopas.
That's our show. Bye, guys.
Bye.